Hello, my name is Rojo, and today, very special for me, I'm going to be watching Game 3. I believe this is week 6. Week 8. Week 8 of Victory 5 versus uh, Invictus Gaming from the LPL. I don't normally watch the LPL. I catch it every so often. It is presumably a very interesting region, very exciting, and not super unclean. I want to see that. So that's why we're here. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the draft. Obviously, we're going to take that sweet 30 minutes to go through every single time. So, first things first. Bans. Twisted Fate. Fine ban. Makes sense. Syndra. Fine ban makes sense. Bard. Indicative of Aphelios. Bard is very, very good into Aphelios. Ballista. Strong champion. Very aggressive. And in a region where fighting seems to be the norm, seems to be the kind of champion you'd want to see. And then Renekton. Apparently, Renekton, by the way, is an anomaly in LPL, where it actually is very, very, very effective. So I actually is unfortunate I'm not going to get to see that. But I kind of just randomly picked a game between two teams that are pretty close to the top of the standings. Invictus is actually at the top of the standings. And Victory 5 is, I believe, number 4. Again, I can check. Because why not? Standings. They're number 4. Also, I believe week 8 is 10.14, which means that they are actually the VODs are decently behind, but I'll roll with it regardless. And then the last ban is Volibear. Fine, I have my own reservations about the pick, but I would also have reservations about Renekton. But apparently, if it finds success, it finds success. I can't really say if it doesn't in this region. So the first pick is Aphelios. Is a very strong champion, obviously, but it needs help. Normally, it needs help to function, or I guess it needs a team to walk into him and not respect him. Those are the two big conditions for him. Thresh is pretty interesting that it gets picked up so early. Then you also have the Graves being picked up. The Graves is fine. This is perfectly within what I've seen before. Graves being picked up very early. It's very, very strong as a carry jungler. Actually is very good into Aphelios. The Thresh may be a sign of the player himself needing it fairly early on in the draft, or it could be they're using it as a way of finding out what Invictus Gaming are going for, and then picking up their carry threats. Ordinarily, this is the spot where you'd see Volibear picked up or an early Syndra in different regions. Oh.
But now it gets to take on a new level a little bit earlier and can potentially
lane just to weather
Braum
the
is
storm
a
here in the lane.
protective support. Fine with Aphelios. There's not that much information. I don't actually necessarily know what the if it's a matchup thing that you might want to see with Braum versus Thresh. Can't imagine that it would be. And then Set gets picked up. Okay. So here I don't necessarily know how likely this is to be in any specific place. But I have my own problems with it in the jungle. Maybe it's effective here. Who knows? My inclination is that it's probably not. It's probably going to end up being a top laner, but that's I have no real evidence to back that up because I don't watch these teams.
I'm gonna go towards the set.
Bit of an interesting one, but it's also kind of a dual pick, right? You get it for yourselves, but you also take
So
it
nothing.
for
The draft maybe in a like a weirder order, but or in a less common order than I'm used to. But the picks are relatively similar.
I do want to say that it's most not a rookie.
Mind them on IG side.
Azir band. Okay,
Potentially have Mogo
these are all
system, like,
pretty
in
fine.
the mid lane.
Victory 5 obviously
More of
seem
a,
to have
okay, we're gonna
some
play
concern
away
over
from
rookie.
Invictus gaming here and
Makes
try and
sense.
keep them at bay while we get
Strong
some
mid
good
laner.
through from maybe the Karma, from the Ashe, maybe
Wukong.
even something from Bubu in the top side.
I do want to say I would just prefer
That's
V5
interesting.
to counter pig mid.
Wukong is very strong into Aphelios, I would imagine, due to his ability to just get on him. But then he's also not the strongest because he has to walk into you. So it's this weird dichotomy where you don't actually want someone getting on top of Aphelios, but Aphelios kind of wants people to get on top of him. So you have to find a fine balance, and maybe Wukong is too much, or just a general ban. I'm not sure about what Bui Bui, BU plays, and the Zoe ban on top of the Oriana ban that was thrown out as well. Okay, that's a very hard playmaking champion. So you have two carry champions already on Victory 5. In the LeBlanc and in the Graves. Ashe is a carry champion, obviously, but it's mostly picked for utility.
There's so many options as they're showing off. You can go the Silas here, the Kassadin available as well.
Okay, Lissandra is obvious counter pick to LeBlanc. Been that way for many years at this point.
Also kind of fits the theme that IG built together of
it's also something that because there's been 4 bans directed at the mid lane, maybe there's nothing else that's super effective into LeBlanc that they would rather pick up.
I mean, it does fit the blue style, right? I mean,
then Kennen. Okay, so these compositions aren't actually that strange, or that different from each other, from what I'm normally used to. Okay.
So LS will be happy about that one. Over to the other side.
Matchup is going to be very. I always use the word fragile. Again, once it breaks.
The set does become the jungler. So let's actually look at the situation, right? Kennen really wants to fight around one item. Lissandra, same thing. Aphelios, not so much. Aphelios is strong. He's fine with one item. Really wants to hit 2. So you already have this weird problem where you have a team that wants to fight as basically as early as possible, as early as laning phase ends, and slightly earlier, depending on how the situation, depending on the circumstances for objectives. And also, if you'll notice, that's a go in. That's going to go in too. Now, they are actually able to protect Aphelios. So they do have that option to turn around and be defensive for the Aphelios. It's not as great as other defensive options, but it's not the worst. Set is a weird thing. I'm not entirely sure what his job is going to be. He's going to be there, though. Braum is going to obviously be protecting the Aphelios as much as possible. He's not really actually doing much. He's just going to be stopping the Thresh Hook and Ash Arrow at best. Everything else he can be played around, so it's a little, maybe the Braum came in too early. And then we look at Victory 5. I keep calling them Victory 5. I hope they're Victory 5. Okay, yes, they are Victory 5. I read it here. I don't know why I got confused as to whether they actually were. then you look at Victory 5 and you ask, all right, what do they want to do? So it looks like Silas pick is the answer to the Kennen. Pretty obvious. You have the Kennen ultimate, and then you have the Silas abilities on top of that, so you're just better Kennen. And then you have a strong carry AD jungler, and 2 AP solo laners, utility AD carry, who can carry depending on the situation, and general safety, and initiative, aggressive support. Initiative. Aggressive support. These are both pretty heavily mid-game oriented compositions. I actually favor IG because of their ability to play on both sides. So if they need to play defensively, they can play defensively very effectively. If they want to play very aggressively, whether they have a lead or not, or they find an opportunity, they have those options. So this isn't a case of like, oh well, I'm pretty sure a team's just going to be able to play to a certain time, and then they'll be fine. So this isn't a question of outscaling or anything. It's a question of general execution, I think, and I honestly believe that the better options are on IG. Anything specific? I mean, we can look at the lanes, and I'm pretty sure bottom lane wins. Mid lane this way, Graves is probably better, and then Silas eventually. Silas is not going to be super great early on, but I feel like I've said that before, and I've just been flat wrong. So maybe I don't know. Maybe that was specific to that game that I was thinking about, or that I've gone over, that I've thought about. But I feel as though at least eventually, Silas is getting the better end of the stick there, whereas Kennen does eventually fall short. So while interestingly, you have the top, these two, uh, being generally better than these two. Outside of lane, Aphelios is very strong and can bring some utility. Lysandra is when she has that advantage, should be more effective than LeBlanc. So I think that this is. Yeah, I think I favor IG. I just wish that Graves, that this set wasn't against Graves. I feel like if it was anything else, I could very confidently say that IG could play. Um, Even though, when you look at it, if it might just be based on who can snowball first, so it might be very early game jungle dependent. So that might be where we want to look for things. I think that what you're going to want to see is Victory 5 are probably going to be playing pretty heavily towards the top side, because I feel like this is a fairly safe weak side lane into this, so there shouldn't be any issues, as well as the fact that if Silas and Graves and LeBlanc are strong, then it doesn't matter what Aphelios is, because he's never going to be able to actually be effective into those three champions. So I would imagine that the way things go is Victory 5 are playing towards the top half of the map, which probably means that you're going to see both teams playing towards those tops and those sides, because again, Aphelios, if these are strong, then it's a problem for Aphelios. So the bigger problem, so Aphelios getting stronger. So if they play towards the bottom half of the map, then you're gonna see a weaker Kennen, and you're gonna see a stronger Silas potentially, which is gonna be a bigger problem for Aphelios than him getting a couple of extra kills.
breaks one,
especially
but it goes
because
that way extreme.
last thing, especially because of the way that IG want to fight, right? They want to fight around their timing. They do not necessarily care about Aphelios' timing. He's going to have the IE later than the proto belts that are going to be built on Kennen and Lissandra. So while he's going to be decently effective during that one item, and later on Spike for these two, he's not going to be as effective. So, I mean, it's just more and more reason piling on for everyone to go towards the top half of the map.
Extremely hard. Sal's going to be bullied a bit earlier on, but going to come strong. Just looks
Okay.
very well rounded.
5-point start,
I think the biggest
pretty fine.
point for me here.
Actually, go back a little bit because it looks like there was some
Strength for victory 5 with the early
not
game
necessarily
composition
fully
clearly
standard.
gentlemen favoring.
I actually like IG's comp quite.
With the early game composition,
Set came in and actually just
I actually like
backs.
IG's comp quite a
He
bit.
actually sees Graves
I
here.
think IG's comp,
Oh,
again, you're on blue side. You have a lot of favorable
that's
lanes. Your bot lane isn't easy to
okay.
attack. You have a neutralizing mid lane matchup. You have a top lane matchup that could bully the enemy hard early on. And then there's no great way for V5 to get on top of you. If they do, Brahms disengaging, Lissandra's locking someone down, Kennen ult comes out. It just looks
But generally,
very
5-point
well-rounded
start.
from IG.
Set actually didn't place a ward.
I agree with
Oh no,
everything
he
you've
did
said.
place a
It's
ward
more
as he was leaving.
about how
Okay.
Wei has an influence here in the early game, because he's going to be the one that's clearing.
So as he
castle,
backed,
he's
he
got
put
great
down
game
this
sense
ward,
from Yubu in the top
and then he
side,
backed,
as
got
well
his red
alongside
trinket,
PP God
and I
on
need to
bottom
move
lane. We've seen how
myself.
potent PP God is on these early stages with the Thresh pick, and how aggressive these two bottom laners want to be. So I'm
Oh, and we're
keen to see
immediately
how this early
trading.
game goes.
That's different from what I'm used to, for sure. Just
For V5, and then he'll have a better judgment.
Speaking of early game, I really want to see how BuBu goes with this Sylas build, because we have seen Sylas go more towards this, now he takes the fleet footwork, goes for GLP, and goes towards an early poking out with Max
IG and Puff,
but against
IG Puff
Kennen, you'd assume
and
you want to go
Baolan.
all in style. Max got the
Baolan and Puff
towards the Aura belt. And I think
gave
that could be really
a
crucial how
leash to
BuBu
Set.
does with how V5 goes this game.
So this is actually information that generally is going to be known, because there's no reason that they would come into the lane late other than to do that. I mean, there's no reason to basically lose out on. Okay.
We're looking at Wei clearing towards that top side, and as this wave
Not entirely sure why LeBlanc would do that, but I guess that's fine. Ooh, actually a cute dodge.
It is going to be deterred in the end.
So yeah, they lose out on the level 2, so for sure. I mean, they were probably going to lose it anyway, but even it could have been alleviated by not leashing, so they know that he's leashed. Graves is effectively doing the same clear. So Graves started on bottom side. Did he? Yeah, he did. Set started on bottom side as well, but Set skipped over his Raptors, went to I would assume Gromp Blue Wolves. I'm not sure whether he was 100% efficient on the blue buff or if it matters. And then Graves went blue Gromp Wolves, red, looking for something top side, which it probably shouldn't work, but who knows. And then we can, and obviously we see, this is the pathing that makes the most sense. Set, he is going to be slower, so they effectively did the same thing. And Set's going to end up getting extra advantage because of his pathing. So maybe this if this doesn't work, it's bad for Graves, because Graves generally wants to power farm and then just outscale the opposing jungler. Whereas Set's responsibility actually is higher because he needs to prevent things like this from happening, but he's not. So
Usually been the recipe that V5 used to effect.
Actually, is his responsibility higher? This is gonna work, isn't it? I haven't seen this game. It's gonna work, isn't it? Whatever. No. Set doesn't have high responsibility. His responsibility is to mark and prevent these plays. But because he's already going to be outscaled, we know that's going to happen, and he's set, so he's not going to be super low economy. Set isn't super great. It almost doesn't even matter. I feel like he should have been here. Or maybe he just trusts that there's no way that Kennen dies to this. He doesn't die. There's no way.
He's going topside. They want to shut down the Shy.
He's like nearly dead already.
Sure,
He's dead.
but I don't think
What is this?
Play. Kill goes the way of Weiwei.
And that's a big mistake from the Shy. He wasn't able to push this wave in quick enough, and we called it a
What?
couple of minutes ago.
A way to crack that bot lane.
Unless Weiwei can get involved, because that has usually been the recipe that V5 used to affect it. This time, though, he's going topside. The recipe that V5 used to affect it. This time, though, he's going topside. They want to shut down the Shy, who's already at 200 health. Sure, he's got flash, but I don't think there's any way out of this play. Kill goes the way of Weiwei.
And that's a big mistake from the Shy. He wasn't able to push
That's
A couple
interesting.
minutes ago, we were like, hey, this is Weiwei clearing topside. The Shy needs to
Okay.
crash this, and BuBu
I mean,
goes
Ning
for
can
that
only get
trade
the
to stop
bottom
it.
side scuttle,
You see the
so
turret,
that's
the wave is
obviously
stuck,
not worth.
The Shy is stuck.
I also think the Shy had the ability to crash that wave.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
just
thing.
from looking at it, when we got to see the trade, it definitely looks like it was an intentional, slow build from the Shy to abuse the matchup.
So the reason why I think maybe Set could be there is because of the way that the wave was. But it's so early that you wouldn't necessarily expect. You don't necessarily need the jungler to escort the third wave into tower for the crash. That should just not even be a consideration. If he's there, if Set's there, obviously it's fine, but he loses out on an extra. I'm not sure. Pretty. The Shy played it wrong. I'm just gonna say there's no. Yeah,
as much as
I don't know what
possible.
that trading
And
was
like you
about.
said, he gets punished for it, and
That's almost like not
ultimately,
acceptable.
It's not going to change the dynamic of like the lane or the game too much. It's just going to be more gold in Weiwei's pocket.
I do think we have to bear in mind that if you're looking at this from the Shy's perspective, a guy
Okay.
that will take every advantage he can in lane anyway, and then we're 2 or 3 games
Graves
deep now
is
into this series,
farming
and they've entirely
all
ignored
fine.
top lane both other games, I'd probably be a little
Now
apprehensive.
with an advantage, Silas is gonna be able to run away with his lane.
Really good from BuBu. But yeah, Munchables, I completely agree with what you're saying, and it looks like
That's
they're going
just
to abuse top lane this
bad.
time around with Weiwei spending more time here. Also, to go back
I don't know
to
why
Munchables
he's
earlier,
trading
BuBu
for
is
the
going
push for the
that
shove.
new route of maxing Q on
If he doesn't get the
so
shove,
it's
just
gonna
don't
be
get
a
the
lot more
then
about
just don't take it.
shorter,
Like
more poke-oriented
don't.
trades.
I really want to see what the I don't know what that lane state looked like. Maybe they give me a replay of so that I can see what the lane looked like, but no idea what he was going for. Okay, going for a fourth wave, third wave.
What can V5 do to start to build? Jungle is anywhere nearby, so nothing too much should come of it. And it could actually mean that Samdi should be able to even this 10 CS deficit.
Third wave
that he's built up
crash.
in the bottom lane just with the
Third wave.
minions here.
Do I just like not know how to count?
So nothing
Also, to go
That can't be the third wave.
Ooh, and that
Hold on.
or 3 games deep now into advantage.
We're way past that.
If you're
I just can't count. It's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
sucks, and it's a big mistake from the
No,
Shy.
this is
He
definitely
wasn't
not. This
able
is
to
third
push
wave.
this wave in quick enough,
So
ability to crash
carrying on.
the game too much. It's just going to be more gold in Weiwei's pocket.
I do think we have to bear in mind that if you're looking at this from the Shy's perspective, a guy that
I've just been so thrown off by the Shy's play. Like I. Anyway, okay, so then bottom side crashes the wave in. They back on the cannon wave, which allows them to back without losing anything or losing too much. They get an advantage without having to use teleport, which they don't even have anyway.
No jungle is anywhere nearby, so nothing too much should come of it.
Things are going fine.
Could actually mean that Samdi
Um,
should be able to even this 10 CS deficit that he's built up in the bottom lane just with the minions here. And the big question for me
part
is,
of what would have allowed that to happen is probably Set being known to be down on the bottom side, so they wouldn't want to risk
well, now
potentially
we
getting
wanna see him
ganked.
get out, be aggressive, especially when we look towards. Okay, well, Ooh,
This is actually
Beauty
not a
is doing some good job
Is this a
top
terrible
lane.
position?
Ning is actually here, but he'll back
Seems to
away.
be fine
Either way, look.
for
Okay, so now you've
Ashe
got Ning who's
Rush.
had to come up towards this top side, so he's been
She
spotted. And
holding
I
the
want to
wave?
see if
She must
Weiwei
be
can
holding the
try
wave
and make some
because she
plays
hasn't.
elsewhere.
She's
'Cause
just not
Ning
moving, and the
has
minions
a
aren't
lot to
dying.
stick on this
Yeah,
top
she's
side
holding the
here in
wave.
his own jungle, whereas Weiwei with that faster clear is going to be able to make things work, especially with
So it
the
actually is
full option
a
builds up over Ning.
barely. It
Almost gonna
seems.
get rooted here in a
No,
trade. This is not the
no,
kind
the
of
wave
trade
pushed.
that you
I don't
win
know.
when you're playing against Lissandra. It's so difficult
Balon
to
isn't
get
really
any
accomplishing
damage
anything
done in
being
this
here.
lane, but Weiwei's moving in from the side as his PP god. They're gonna have to move elsewhere though.
Yeah, and ultimately,
He actually
we're
potentially
gonna see
loses out on
control of the bottom
defending
side jungle.
the
They're gonna have to push
bottom
down.
side
We see
jungle
Samd moving over as well, so
by
we're at least starting
dancing
to
around
find
here instead of,
advantages
you know,
in
maybe
this
putting down a
lane.
ward here or
And
something.
still, we're not at that level 6 point where it is really when Ashe comes online and that big burst from Weiwei will come out as well.
Once again, we see Mold trading with Rookie in the mid lane. This time gets a little bit more damage done because he's got some teammates here as well. PP God just gonna look for a hook. That was a nice one onto Ning there, but with Baolan here,
I don't
there's
know.
not a
I
whole
don't
lot
think this
V5
play
can do.
works out.
So this is why I said I really liked IG's draft, because
This
we're
actually
seeing
doesn't benefit
V5
IG at all
trying
because
to
Aphelios
attack the
doesn't
map in
feel
multiple
good
ways,
in this position.
But IG's draft is actually very good at just answering, ignoring a lot of the damage and saying, hey, you know, let's just keep scaling.
And I think the big thing here is, as you said, waiting for that level 6 to hit here for V5. Maybe you can try and turn some of these plays off of these Enchanted Crystal from Sam D, but I definitely want to see a higher priority from V5 onto the Dragons nice and early, because the best way for you to
This is
try and
possible.
force Invictus
Oh, I
to
mean, Graves with
make
ultimate might be
these
able
plays
to
into these fights
kill Cannon
is
actually.
through this early Dragon ramp up, but maybe just beginning to dive top lane instead from Weiwei.
Ooh, the Shy has ultimate though, so it could be extremely risky.
There's a lot of burst here though, because
The wave's getting thinned out. I don't think they.
Followed up with more Silas CC. Weiwei certainly has the damage.
Is it Boy Boy? Is that what he said? Boy Boy? Alright. So he has the Cannon ultimate now.
Here we go.
Okay, goes for the ult. Dies with it.
And it's 1-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I just said it's risky to dive the Cannon.
Just for the record, yeah, Cannon went with the ignite.
Down to Bubu hitting his abscond abduct.
Makes sense. This is just unnecessary.
We go, they're going for the
I feel like you just can't do it.
the board, but it's Bubu taking the tower here. Kingslayer won't be enough, and it's 1-for-1.
Bubu hitting his abscond abduct. Rookie also does have TP, so
here we go. They're going for the play. Stunts coming across the board.
He missed the ult.
Taking the tower here. Kingslayer won't be enough, and it's 1-for-1.
yeah, I mean,
I don't think he needs the ult that early, by the way.
It's risky to dive the Cannon. We saw why, and I mean, overall a win for IG.
I think that Weiwei, assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably didn't play that as cleanly as he should.
Because of the ult, he got to pick up all that turret play.
But then also,
all those minions underneath
I mean, the necessary execution because of the way the wave was and because it's Kennen, probably just unnecessarily high. So it's a question of why isn't LeBlanc helping this play? LeBlanc actually went on a reset. I feel like in other regions, LeBlanc would be there helping this play go out.
But I definitely want to see a higher priority from V5 onto the Dragons nice and early. But I definitely want to see a higher priority from V5 onto the Dragons nice and early, because the best way for you to
follow it up with more Silas CC. Weiwei certainly has the damage to finish him off.
Yeah, definitely going to come down to Bubu hitting his abscond abduct. Rookie also does have TP, so
here we go. They're going for the play. Stunts coming across the board, but it's Bubu taking the tower here. Kingslayer won't be enough, and it's 1-for-1.
Yeah, I mean,
also, this is free dragon for IG. I guess it's not free because they have to trade a kill. But they get it a kill and it's free. It's free dragon. Okay, they're not getting free dragon. Ning doesn't care about dragon. He actually has priority on bottoms. Oh, because LeBlanc is there. I guess that's fine.
As you said, Ning's collecting mid, so it's not like IG are losing out anywhere off of that play.
That's true. All right. You can't really do much because of that. I feel like if Rookie didn't teleport,
I do want to say
that's free dragon.
Understandable play, because they're thinking just
but
the
he
way
did
that you're
teleport.
asking these questions of like, where do they find an advantage? How do they find an advantage? Weiwei's thinking, I need an advantage. My comp
So they're not really able
to
get anything out of that.
I can't look mid. I guess top's the only place to go. And I mean, he took the risk, and that's what happens, right?
Well, IG are now looking to go top as we see everybody blast
Okay.
over.
So the mid laner actually is here.
In a whole heap of trouble here.
Kennen is not here.
Around the wall, but Rookie can follow you wherever you go. Immediately the Glacial Tomb.
Should be a dead Silas. Not a dead Silas. Alright, dead Silas. Finally.
Finish off the kill. Can Mole return? Burning down, he's so damn low. One more auto finishes the job, and now Rookie doesn't have the ult available.
Alright.
Weiwei certainly has damage, but with ult on cooldown,
Did I say that?
it's 1 for 1.
And the
I've been lied to.
about that play was it was right when the Shy was heading bot, and they were looking to trade sides of the map.
With Ning down, this is an opportunity now for V5 to start this Herald.
There's no TP though on Bubu. There's no Ning either, which means that they can just try and look to make this play. The Shy though.
That makes more sense to me.
Mole's in trouble here. He's going to jump away. Uses the flash as well. That's a gravitum to ruin everything. Jumps back into
Wait, why did he go back?
And gets burnt to
I guess it doesn't matter. I think he's probably dead anyway.
Should have to back away from this one.
They lose out on Rift Herald.
Oh.
Like we've been wall to wall. There's just been non-stop fighting. All right.
Just used the flash, and now he's stuck in the back of the pit. He's going to be taken on
Okay.
down. Ning
Okay.
slow. Herald still aggroed on this one, but V5 surely back away.
They needed to back away far quicker. We already looked at, hey, Mo's got caught
Okay.
out. Ning's well on the way here. You're not bursting down this Rift Herald fast enough. And a play that V5 had just made to get themselves an advantage, now gets turned straight back by Invictus Game.
It sucks too because it was honestly an execution.
So the game
I can
isn't
see their
actually
mindset with the play.
super
Jordan
bad in
didn't
either
go for
direction
that
in terms
guy
of
even once he
gold.
got caught out. He held flash a bit too long.
Hang on, Bubu wants to make a play here onto
Oh, he
Balan,
missed
but
the
he's got
timing.
the
Oh, no, he
showstopper,
didn't.
So he turns it straight on towards Puff, but he's taken down instead.
Braum.
The stuns from Braum.
Braum passive is
Why did he think he was? Why did he think he could just kill Braum? He looks at Braum and he's like, ah, clearly he's alone. They've abandoned him. Seems bad. Seems really bad, actually.
Passive is insane, and this is why this is why we don't see teams attack this kind of bot lane.
With a Severum Crescendum as well. I mean, it's gonna be popped, no bother whatsoever by Puff, and it was a Hail Mary play coming in, but unfortunately, PP got the answer.
So he could have done that. He could have just not done that, and then his team gets dragon anyway.
Props to him. At least
but it's fine.
These kind of plays, the confidence that requires to make that kind of play against IG, you got to give him a bit of applause. It's just maybe a little overzealous.
And I do want to say, like, V5 winning this series would be awesome. It would be hype, but at the end of the day, I do think it could be more important to lose and, get the takeaways from that coming into playoffs rather than just getting more, confidence wins that don't matter anyway.
The world's biggest V5 supporter giving us reasons why it's a good thing if they lose to IG here today. I see how it is. Any excuse will do.
There's no way he kills him ever. He's just wasting his health.
They somehow create ties. It doesn't matter to me. They're still great.
I could get behind that. I'm sure the whole Church of PP God can as well.
Yeah, the big problem for V5, I think they're going to have to get behind that thought process.
Okay, the Shy's gotten 2 of these plates. That's effectively a kill.
Well underway for that Infinity Edge, and as we talked about, like, there's so much protection for
Okay,
Puff.
Aphelios, by the way, is really strong. But he can still be 100 to 0'd by the top half of V5 if he's not careful.
And let's just remember,
But now with with Silas being where he's at right now, he went from this game has gone from the Shy making a horrendous mistake to
he is more than happy to be on the Aphelios. He's already got 3 kills in this game. Set up beautifully now by IG.
V5 making a really greedy decision for the dive to Rookie making a mistake and going in on that teleport, which would have prevented, if he didn't do that, they just get a free dragon. And then this play happens. That's fine. And then Kennen's dead here. No, he's not. He runs away. Very fast.
This Shy's surviving for now, but you're on the
He's probably, yeah, he's dead.
Mole is moving
Yeah, he's nowhere to go.
Weiwei is happy to just chase.
Did he have to go that direction?
That's 4 now. And immediately there's a play on the other side of the map because Bubu trying to get.
Yeah, he probably does.
Weiwei looking to follow up as well.
Grizz would be able to chase after him.
You're on the wrong side of the map, my friend. Mole is moving up as well. Weiwei is happy to just chase.
I'm not entirely sure if he has the cooldown for his
But they want a Sam D
his
as well.
heal.
It's just going to be the 1 kill, but hey, that's 4 now. And Immediately, there's a play on the other side of the map because BuBu trying to get onto the Shy. Way looking to follow.
Yeah,
up
if he
as
runs
well.
the other way, he gets his
Shy
flashback,
surviving
and he
for
could have
now,
just
but
flashed
he's
away.
on the wrong side of the
He
map,
needed
my
to.
friend. Mole is moving up as well. Way is happy to just chase this one through. Needs to be careful though.
He's just
Shy
certainly
has some
dead no matter
damage,
what.
But with Mole here, this should be an easy kill. I say that, maybe not. Collateral damage has to come through. They finally finish him.
Okay.
IG does what they want on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
try and open this
IG,
bottom lane.
make a good play bottom.
He is more than happy of Ash, 2 Kaiser, 1 Callista, and then 13 games of Aphelios. This will be his
There's really nothing that you can do. The only real counterplay is for Weiwei to be bottom.
He's picked up 3
But if we
kills.
look at what
Rather than
happened,
think it could be more
he's almost certainly not going to be a bottom, right?
And I do want to say
Because you know that
world's biggest
Mole
V5
just got his
support,
blue
giving us
buff
reasons why
transferred
it's a good
over,
thing if they lose
which
to
means that
IG.
Graves is probably finishing up his
There's any excuse
bottom
allowed.
side,
can do no wrong.
which means he's
Win,
he's
lose,
not just
based
going to
on how
recall
great
with
ties
Gromba
he's
Wolves
had
up.
to be.
At best,
Still
he's
great.
at base,
I'm sure the whole Church of PP God can as well.
Yeah, the big problem for V5
and
they're gonna have to get
he's not going to be able to respond to the play bottom.
Puff is looking huge right now. He's picked up 3 kills from
So most likely he's going to be top side. So this is actually well played by
As we talked about, like,
Ning in the
there's
bottom
so
lane.
much protection for Puff between Rookie, the Shy, Ning with the face breakers, Bellland there as well.
To be
It's
fair,
gonna be incredibly difficult for V5 to try and pick off.
there is definitely a world where if V5 aren't just trying to make a play on top side, they can actually prevent the disaster of bottom.
This will be his 16th now if we include this series in the statistics. Like, he is Jesus.
So then this play happens.
Wants to make a play on the bottom side.
I mean, there's basically nothing they can do.
Target. The concussive blows will get the stun, but they want a Sam D as well. It's just going to be the 1 kill, but hey, that's 4 now.
It's a big disaster because they get all 5 plates off of this.
BuBu trying to get onto the Shy. Way looking to follow up as well.
Bottom
Pretty
line
sure.
fans as well. This 610 gold over to Puff. Another kill.
They get all 5
fans as
plates
well. This
onto
is
Aphelios. I don't know actually. I actually don't know how
running
much
through the
he got
bottom
off of that,
And
but
even the Shy played that massively because he's the one who
if
made the time for this play.
Bui Bui
He's
and
the one
Weiwei
so
are
now no
Bui
one on V5 can come and answer.
But the thing was, we opened up
Were
today
you-
saying,
were you-
IG don't play through the bottom lane.
if
They're
Silas
gonna
and Graves
maybe try and play through this a little
weren't trying to
bit,
make a
but
play
look
on
at the
Kennen,
results.
they can actually
Through
respond
them
to the
just a
bottom
little
play
bit.
and prevent
Puff looks
the
monstrous, and now
and prevent the
V5
Herald.
are just like, what the hell are we gonna do? We were the ones trying to make these.
Paul
proactive
also
plays.
could have done this, so I
Now,
believe if he had.
Just
Yeah, he
come
did.
through. They finally
Yeah, I
finish
mean,
it.
if they're just not trying to make a play on
But
Kennen,
the
they
thing
can
was, we
react to
opened up
bottom and they can
today
actually
saying, IG don't
potentially
play through
get
the
something
bottom
done there.
lane. They're gonna maybe try and play
Because
through this a little
Rookie
bit.
doesn't have his
As
teleport.
well, this
I've gone back on this play several times now, but
As well. It's just going to be the 1 kill, but hey, that's 4 now. And immediately
Yeah.
there's a play on the other side.
And even the Shy played that massively because he's the one who made the time for this play. He's the one, so now no one on V5 can come and answer.
But the thing was, we opened up today saying IG don't play through the bottom lane. They're gonna maybe try and play through this a little bit, but look at the results.
I mean, IG may not commonly play through the bottom lane, but when you just like hand them if you just hand them free kills on Aphelios, and then you know that you're not going to get any response on bottom, I mean, it's free, right?
V5, they know that they got to make some plays.
Even though I feel like it's greedy, they could have gotten responded to. Why are they going after Kennen so hard? He's already sitting on his item. He has it.
And the Shy knows what's coming here. You can see
He can
Nick
Maelstrom.
like,
No, he
he's like,
can't,
what's
actually.
going
It's
on
not
up
up.
there?
Hey, he's
Are
just
you
dead.
okay? Yeah, no, he's not okay. He's gone down. Another kill for Weiwei.
These are the cheeky plays we love to see from V5, though. Really exciting for them to pick that one up and, you know, try and find the small advantages back to keeping this game even.
And nice timing as well, because IG actually can't do too
Okay.
much on the map right now. Rookie should be.
This
back.
isn't going to work.
They should
It's
be
never
able
going to
to
work.
take that
Stop.
mid-lane first.
Another trade on the bottom side, but once again, LeBlanc, Lissandra, not too much can happen, really. In the meantime, though, IG...
How many plates have they gotten? Oh my god.
Yeah, overall, nice play coming out from IG. We don't have another Drake up
That
for a minute and a half,
9
so
plates?
I do expect us to see still at a bit of a low. We do have proactive pick tools for V5 still up, like the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though.
Hang on, Ning's flashed in, and he's got a
I don't know what
for Sam D.
that
The
Ash's
Lantern
positioning is.
denied by the face breaker.
This is
That
the number
was
4 team.
Beautiful. PP God flashes over the wall as the TP comes through here from BuBu.
Interesting.
Gets himself Lissandra or keeps himself safe. The health bars are
Oh,
low
okay.
from IG.
This is the number 1 team.
No one's gone down just yet. Ning the first one to fall. PP God wants a bit of revenge for the play before. Mole over the wall here, flashes forward, looks for Puff, but he won't finish off the kill just yet. Weiwei's here as well. But ult's on cooldown. Everybody getting away.
And sadly, this is just because the
Okay.
Shy wasn't here. He didn't have TP, isn't able to
So
follow up.
this actually ended up not.
Low from IG.
No, this ended pretty bad.
Gone down just yet. Ning the first one to fall. PP God wants a bit of revenge for the play before. Mole over the wall here, flashes forward. But he won't finish off the
It's
kill
about.
just yet.
It's not even a
Weiwei's here
2K
as
gold
well.
lead,
But ult's
but a
on
1.5
cooldown.
right now.
Everybody getting away.
And sadly, this is just because the Shy wasn't here. He didn't have TP, isn't able to follow up. So V5 able to find that 1-for-1 in the end.
Oh, Weiwei's not done.
So they actually finally use the teleports. They're using their they're using their coordination to make plays, or to respond to plays rather. They could have done this before, and they would have actually prevented. I feel like I haven't had a chance to breathe. This is what every LPL game is like. I feel like I've watched several where it's not like this. So if they made the coordinated play instead of going after Kennen, who was inevitably going to get his item, and he's in a fine position. He's not stunted severely because he hits Proto Belt and then just stuck on Proto Belt, regardless of how much advantage he has, unless he's immensely fed. The Kennen's not going to come down here and make a play, right? There's no way. Before we get there. But if they made the coordinated play before, instead of going after Kennen, they would have probably prevented a lot of this lead that's on IG. So they wouldn't have needed to make the play that they're making now. Then again, they also wouldn't have had some of the things available to make that play. So, maybe they're just clairvoyant.
He's not done. He's going straight on towards rookie.
Okay, there's no way Kennen can.
Straight back to the mid
The
lane.
Shy those here!
Oh, the
Never mind,
Shy
he's actually
Big
insane.
Maelstrom.
All right.
The Shy is a monster.
Yeah.
BuBu
All right. Fair
can't
enough.
Go nowhere. This will be the triple kill, and this Kennen is unstoppable.
Everybody thought you forgot about the Shy, but he comes in massive with the flank of a god. It's actually PP God who flays him.
It seems like all that attention to Kennen didn't matter.
Beautifully.
And this is the thing about the Shy for me is, ever since we've seen him find these new picks he does well on, the Kennens, the Mordekaisers, the Gnar, he looks like that old the Shy that we remember. He's playing so well on these picks. It fits the team so well, and it's great to see.
This is beautiful. So we get this TP play that sets.
So Kennen, by the way, doesn't care about his team. He's like, whatever, I don't know, whatever. Oh, then he finally responds. He's like, oh, they're actually doing something. Hold on, let me walk there. Never mind. Screw you guys. If you actually track his path, it's actually kind of funny because he comes up the mid lane, then he's like, oh, team, and then he's like, ah, never mind, and he zooms up.
PP God puts him back in on top of everyone, and it means that then it's too little too late as the Shy turns that entirely around.
And we've still got fight.
That Braum is getting insane value, by the way.
Weiwei as PP God with the concussive blows. I don't think there's any way out of this one. It's going to continue to stack up.
Why does he? Why would you stopwatch that? And now that we're in a really messy position.
He's got himself a slicing maelstrom of his own. Gets one kill, but he will be forced out of the play as well.
BuBu dies here. All right. So it's really, really messy. Which actually does benefit this IG team, but also this is the timing for Kennen. Oh well,
no.
that's unfortunate.
This is not the place to be for you.
He dead? Yeah, he's just dead.
He
He doesn't care.
He gets one.
They don't care. Alright, they don't lose the tower. Ah!
Maybe not keep the tower alive.
They lose tower.
But look, IG they pick up again.
So what was the play that they were going for? Obviously they were going for kills, but what was the
PP God with a
of everyone.
PP God got caught.
happening. A Rift Herald was taken by Weiwei as PP God with the concussive blows. I don't think there's any way.
Yeah, PP God just gets caught. No one can really threaten them away from doing that. And then, of course, they get collapsed on by the entire team, but they actually have a lot of AoE. And
he's got himself a slicing maelstrom of his own. Gets one kill, but he will be.
It's just very messy, so that it actually benefits them.
Cuts him down, and Ning grabs himself a double.
I'm not gonna lie, that was extremely messy. That was hard to follow. But
They didn't even use the shy in this position. Also, Moonlight Visual was not used. Oh, it was just down. Never mind. He might have been. No. There was no. Yeah.
Oh no!
And of course they go for the kill, and then they get the tower. So now the gold lead is expanding. This is very, I wouldn't call it clean.
It will be a mountain or ocean soul as well, which is going to do great for either side here. It will be that ocean soul, but they get mid lane tower.
But I wouldn't say it's necessarily messy.
So I want to ask you guys, if both junglers are carrying,
I feel like I haven't had a chance to breathe, but the wait, they went for the play. Wait, I thought that they wait. I thought it was the other way around. V5 went for a play. For what? Was it for Rift Herald? Was it?
So I want to ask you guys, if both
No.
junglers are carrying, is it
Oh, they had just gotten Rift Herald. So then just get it and leave. What? Huh? Why are they so willing to go for this?
Time for replays this game. Ning gonna be caught up in questioning on PP God.
Yeah, so and I was confused.
What just happened?
Back in here. Mole keeps going on
Oh, he just like Ning has stayed on the map for way too long. I have no idea what he's doing. This is the greediest, this absolute greed on that back.
This game has gone how we expected, right? IG have taken every team fight. V5 have been able to stay in this game by consistently finding picks.
Respect though. I mean, I don't know how many teams would actually go for that play. Like they look for the jungler and make those kinds of plays. Alright.
The Herald goes down.
Lose out on the charge. Lose out on red buff.
Weiwei grabs the red buff. Dragging it up for another 4 minutes, so things should slow down for a second.
And to be fair for Ning, I guess he maybe thought that he was going to lose those camps if he doesn't take them, but I mean they're not worth his life. Okay, I don't know what Rookie is doing when he could just be hitting the top tower and killing it, getting a further lead.
Rookie playing Lissandra like an assassin right now, but
He's
Weiwei is quite happy to take this fight, honestly. He is monstrous at this point. PP God with the hook is going to be able to power land. The teleport immediately channeled. That means V5 back away.
And overall, I like the idea of the play because we see Silas spot with no TP advantage, but it does feel like IG just rushed it a bit too much.
And it means BuBu can probably get this bottom lane turret by the time anyone comes from the IG to join in, but it looks like BuBu wants to back away.
yeah, BuBu has to leave because of the position. Yeah, I mean he could have just gotten topside tower, which would have been
They would be able to make it down there. So
not
saying that completely wrong,
the same amount of gold for Lissandra, but it would have been extra gold for the team in general.
And now we're just waiting around for these
Okay,
big team fights around.
we've kind of lulled it down a little bit. Imagine if I went 2 times. I thought about going 2 times. Holy, wait.
Because Mole is getting annihilated by Rookie in the 1v1 in the shy. Finishes him off with a shuriken
Okay.
now.
Not entirely sure or what.
So Rookie over the
You went back in.
here trying to get onto
Why would you go back in?
stop the tower being taken to shy.
What is the logic?
He does not care, 'cause Mole is getting
What are you
annihilated by
planning to
Rookie in the
accomplish?
1v1 in the shy.
You actually almost killed him. Never mind. You know what?
Now,
He's actually a genius.
Weiwei, this is gonna be the end of
Cannon
it.
ruined the 1v1.
Solid effort from V5
Unbelievable.
to make another pick, but it's not
Also, the tower
2v.
ruined it too.
It's actually IG. You can turn that play around. Once you saw the shy up there, they had to back right away. The thing is, though,
Weiwei has managed to clean up a lot. He could very well carry this game.
Is having a look at the flashes that are going to be available on both these top laners, because if BuBu is stealing away the slice,
But Ning is actually building. He actually built a dead man's. So that's going to kind of prevent the Graves doing exactly what he wants. And because of the way that the solo lanes on V5 are going, it's actually kind of rewarded. really rewarded.
more this route, because I was wondering if BB would go more towards that Proto Belt himself, but instead did go more this poke-oriented and pig-oriented build. Ooh. Slowing down because it looks like something's about to go on.
With V5, you never really know. They're willing to pull the trigger on plays like this.
Yeah, with 25 kills in a 20-minute game, this is what happens.
Oh my goodness, Samdi's caught out here. Lanterns on cooldown because it was just used, but Samdi kites it all out anyway. Ning pulled back, and now the arrow comes in onto Rookie. They're turning this one onto his head.
I'm not sure what they're fighting over.
And he somehow survives the play. Haymaker's not enough, but that auto is...
And they run away from the Shy. Okay, this is fine.
Drake not up for another minute, but
Not running away as well as you'd like.
Still 1-for-1 overall.
They're gonna just go for Baron.
IG. They're gonna get time. They're gonna go up towards the top side, sit down more vision, potentially threaten a Baron.
I mean, Puff actually has optimal guns for this.
TP advantage to make a pick. The pick goes back and forth, which means IG now have the advantage. The Shy in a good.
And the Shy still has his Maelstrom.
He's gonna find a 1v1 on Weiwei and going to the rest of the team as well. Not much follow up from the rest of
And
IG,
they
though,
did
the
look
Shy
for a
goes
turn,
down.
but they actually ends up
Ning getting
going
chased down by
pretty
Samdi,
poorly for them.
who's on this
Never
Ashe
mind.
fight all day
Blanc
long,
played
but
it
Health Bar's
really
on
bad.
on
What was
Weiwei
that?
and going to the rest of the team as well. Not much follow up from the rest of IG though, and the Shy goes down. Suddenly Ning getting chased down by Samdi, who's on this Ashe. He can fight all day long, but Health Bars are low.
And Nick, yep, okay.
And
then they just get Dragon after this. No, they get Baron and then they go to Dragon.
I love it because IG making the correct play, getting a bit too ahead of themselves when they don't need to, but it doesn't matter. It works out in the end.
And now you've got no jungler for V5. You're running out of hopes for V5 as well.
Is BuBu gonna do something now too? Please, please, it's okay. You. Oh, okay. Yep, he's fighting. He's fighting Rookie. Does he actually kill him? Okay. Rookie's dead actually. Okay. Fair enough. They still get Baron. I hope. Oh my God, they're all gonna die. Okay. Wait, but it's a Aphelios.
Jumps in, Stripe finishes on off, but double kill, triple kill! Puff's in control!
And it's non-stop action in this game.
How many kills does Aphelios have?
What looked like maybe V5 could turn around the Baron play, scatter IG to the winds with no buff available.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter.
My prediction becomes a lot less likely when Aphelios gets 10 kills.
And overall, though, for IG,
that's a problem.
They're gonna look to set up those sieges.
A big problem.
Guess what? V5 still need to be the ones to
because now the people that want to be able to kill him go into him. So he'll very likely get some time to shoot because he's gonna have extra levels. He's gonna have extra. That's damage. So unless he gets absolutely demolished by LeBlanc and Silas at the same time, which is not super likely, gonna be able to return fire, and he's still gonna be doing a massive amount of damage.
But with the Baron in pocket, IG can continue to close this one out now.
This is an insane.
This is where it's going to be so hard for V5 to find opportunities.
These are such incredibly inflated gold values. I don't want to call it. I don't want to say that it feels like solo queue, but it feels like solo queue. Which isn't. I'm not saying it's bad. But it's just been wall-to-wall action. They're willing to contest for everything. They look at them funny. Fight them. They stepped in the wrong place. Fight them. And sometimes it works. So that's probably why they have this mentality. Because they're... The game over? The game's over. Wait.
And
the game ends.
All over the place. They can't get back. It's 4 versus 5. They need to do something.
Out of nowhere, Shy makes the play, and the rest of V5 crumbles before our eyes. And top esports.
Is that the game?
Wait a second.
Okay, Rookie's dead. The Baron minions are on the Nexus Tower.
Weiwei trying to follow up with the damage. Baolan here just trying to pin people down, trying to stop.
Puff is just hitting tower as much as possible. They are just not able to get on Puff for some reason. Oh, he actually cleanses. Why is he still alive? No one can get on him. Alright, finally, someone kills him. The game is saved.
V5, hang on!
And I don't know how they do
Finally,
it,
they
but
get on
at
top of the
least I get
Aphelios.
some more chances to try and win out in this game. And I mean, just
And
typical
actually,
IG over
you can actually see a bit of
As the hope
the
for
defensive
Invictus get the
value
team
of
back on
Lissandra,
V5
because
crumbles,
her
do something
presence
out and
here prevents them from going past and hitting the Aphelios. Same thing with the Shy. I don't actually know if he has his ultimate right now in this exact freeze frame, but he's also threatening and preventing people from coming into Puff. So there's the defensive value that I was talking about.
nowhere. The Shy makes the poke. The hope for the cleanse is there. It's
game. And I mean, just
Okay.
typical
This
IG
game will
over
end in
pushing
2
once
minutes.
again.
I would love to see how.
Of V5, the way he played that
Forget
fight
about dragons.
was
Those aren't important.
perfect. 10, 1, and 2 on this Graves. He's able to dodge everything. We do have people
Shy
who
just
is being shoved away by the Shy.
Oh,
Lovely
stepped
hook.
into a tower and
That is
dies.
actually what seals the deal there. But while
Okay.
this is all going on, Weiwei gets in aggressive. He manages to
If he's
dodge
actually with
the
his
breaker
team,
from Ning with a great
you
heal back.
potentially
And
win the game off of
able to
this.
survive long enough to get back out, and with Bubu and
Obviously,
Weiwei
it's a
diving
marginal
for
improvement,
there's
but
nowhere to go, there's nowhere safe, and IG will fall.
an improvement
And
nonetheless.
it's V5 holding on by
They're like laughing.
tooth
Look at
and
their player
nail.
cam. Did you see that?
And it's V5
Look at the Shy. He's cheesing, dude. He just has a huge smile on his man. Like, look at this. He's having the time of his life.
holding on by tooth and nail, but every time we see these two teams face
So how do they end the game?
is starting to falter.
And this is why all split long, I've not only been a V5 salesman, I've been a Weiwei salesman. Because to me, this guy clear is definitely the standout player on this team. On a team full of standout players, this guy's the standout player.
Ah, I figured out how they end the game.
Shy having to use the zonies very early on. Mole actually flashed to try and get the kill there, and Bubu steals the Glacial Fissure. There's a whole lot of ultimates used. Nobody going down just yet, but Rookie's on the backside getting on towards Bubu, who swaps over to the other side of the wall at the same time. Nexus is open, remember. PP God with a hook pulls out Sam D to safety. They got to get in position to defend their
Okay.
Nexus right
They
now.
actually don't.
IG
Okay,
bearing
they
the
did.
team. Detson
So
chasing down
five.
Weiwei, but he doesn't have the
So
damage
V5
to showstopper
kind of
in.
invited a
They
fight
pulled underneath the tower here. They're
for no
trying to get some
reason.
Nexus.
They didn't even really
Went
make
so damn deep
IG
with this,
sweat
but
for
Sam
it.
survived. Zonya's
Like, it's
here in
obviously a
the
bad
meantime.
position. They're
We see
probably
Shy
gonna lose
give
anyway,
it to
but
Weiwei, who's gonna go down for
you
this
make
one.
them
Ning
try.
but he survives.
They kind of just
IG
walked
winning
into
out the
them and
fight
chose
here.
to
Bubu
lose the
trying
game.
to back away, but IG have done
Because there was
this
no
one.
actual ability for them to just walk in. I mean, so this was certainly interesting, and it's actually really cool to see certain um, to see players so confident in their ability to do certain bits of damage. But it doesn't really feel confident. It feels like they just went for plays and prayed that it worked. Not even, they just were like, I'm going in. We're just gonna fight. That's what we're doing. Which is interesting. I don't know if it's good. And I don't really know what these teams look like in an international setting. Because I don't think that this kind of play is doable in a best of 5 or in a world um, group stage. Because it's very volatile. It is very, very volatile. Honestly, just off of the top lane play, just, I mean, imagine if V5 had a cleaner execution on certain things. There's so many individual mistakes that could have led to horrendous macro problems. But I mean, the same thing could be said on V5. That's supposed to be an arrow. Doesn't look like that. So this is interesting. I feel like I have to watch more of IG because it feels as though the macro isn't necessarily there. Maybe I need to find. Maybe I'll dig around for like the macro teams of the LPL. In any case, on Rojo, I never know how to end these. Bye. Wait.